Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I waited a little bit longer than I had intended to record this video because as I was preparing to, I noticed that the price of XRP and pretty much every other cryptocurrency on the planet started tanking, and it happened over more or less a 90-minute period. At the moment I'm recording this, it looks like it perhaps is stabilized, at least for now. I don't see it rebounding to the upside, so it might not technically be a flash crash, because part of the definition of flash crash is, yes, it goes down, but then it quickly goes back up afterwards, and at least to this point it hasn't. Now, you listening to this are future people relative to me. So you have more knowledge than me. Maybe it has gone back up by then, but right now it just looks like pricing for everything is going sideways. And this is interesting because, obviously, for the last week and a half or so in particular, XRP has been outperforming just about every other coin on the damn planet. But analysts have been saying, okay, we're at this come to Jesus moment, where it's basically like the moment of truth, if you will, where XRP is going to have to break based on the volume that we've been seeing on a daily, 24-hour period. Going to break dramatically to the upside, or else it's going to have to correct downwards, in all likelihood. That's what I kept seeing from pretty much every analyst, and some thought it would be more likely to go up, some thought it was more likely to go down, some were like, I don't know, flip a coin. But they pretty much all agreed that something was going to happen, and right now, at least at this moment, we're seeing it go to the downside, but, and here's the caveat, so we'll see what the analysts ultimately make of this once they have time to digest what's occurring right at this very moment, but I will say this, in part, I know why this happened, and it's not specific to XRP. I'll explain in just a moment, but before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP is down to 44 cents. Bitcoin is hovering around 19,000. It has broken into the upper 18,000s, though, within the last hour and a half or so. Market cap for the asset class down to $950 billion, and Bitcoin dominance at 38.39%. Now, Crypto Fear and Greed Index, it only updates once every 24 hours, but it's at 20 out of 100, so I'll be curious to see what this updates to once we do get our next update, which is in a little over 6 hours from the time that I'm recording this anyway. So you want to know what happened? It's just, it's like this. So for, I know most people, like the typical retail speculator, wouldn't even know to even try and put these types of pieces together, but you don't have to be a wizard. I'm not a financial guru. I'm a dude on the internet that has a stupid name, Moon Lambo. What the hell is that even? But you don't have to be some sort of guru to understand some of these basic things, which is that stocks and crypto moves in tandem. For big moves, they very frequently move in tandem, as I will illustrate for you right this very second. The stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that'd be on the East Coast. That'd be 8:30 a.m. So, but I'm in this Central Standard Time. I'm in the Midwest in the United States. So if you look at when this opened here, I'll have to hit refresh again because this thing's rolling since time's progressing right now. But you can see, so it opened. This goes back to. Oh, I got to change it to 1 day again. Sorry, that was when I hit refresh. It changed it to the 1 year chart. I got to change it to the 1 day. Okay, so here you can see it opened at 9:30 now. By the time about 11 a.m. rolled around Central Standard Time, things just started tanking. And you can see it went down and went down and went down for roughly an hour and a half. And then after that, it's volatile to whatever degree, but it's been mostly moving sideways to that point. Now take a look at Bitcoin. This is a 24-hour Bitcoin chart. So look at close to 11, as you approach 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you can see right here, Bitcoin just falls off a cliff. It's just copying what's happening with the S&P 500. This is not rocket science. You can see it right there. There is no question. It's moving in tandem. This is not about fundamentals. So that's why anytime this stuff happens, that's why I keep pointing out again and again and again to let this hopefully sink in for everybody, that it's not, this doesn't mean something bad or scary is happening with crypto specifically. There's just a lot of tumult in the world today. On a macro level, there's a lot of chaos. Crazy things are happening. The S&P 500 has been complete donkey crap this year. I got it. Stock's not looking, so I understand those. But I'm just saying that these things happen in life, but it doesn't go down forever. It doesn't trade sideways forever. Inevitably, at some point in the future, and I don't pretend to know when, it's going to rocket to the upside. Markets will be in euphoria again. There will be extreme greed. Now take a look at XRP. Here's a 24-hour XRP chart. You can see it did the same damn thing. As you approach, close to 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, just off a damn cliff. And that's what pretty much every coin on the planet looks like right now, is moving sideways. Now, it's interesting, though, because consider this also. XRP moved up by itself from like 32 cents to about 55 cents, and then over the span of about a week initially. And then it moved to the downside over the coming days after that a little bit. So it's been hovering close to 50 cents for most of, X number of days after it hit the local high of 55 cents. So did that without the rest of crypto moving with it. Then over the last couple of days, Bitcoin started rocking it off and upwards to the upside. In fact, breaking over $20,000 within the last 24 hours. In fact, it hit a high of $20,380. So it did that, and the rest of crypto followed except for XRP, which isn't surprising because XRP already had a big move. And I see this pretty frequently. When you have these moves where XRP goes by itself, if the rest of the market then goes, because again, typically XRP would follow Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin goes, the rest of the market follows, but XRP doesn't always actually. And this time it didn't. But then, as soon as the bad news hit and the S&P 500 is going down and Bitcoin starts tanking, people start selling XRP, even though it didn't get that extra little boost up. So now we're seeing XRP at 44 cents at the time that I'm recording this. I see this all the damn time. And I am not a chart guy. I've been in this for almost 5 years. I just observe these things. I'm just a dude. But it's not scary. But if you're wondering what's happening, look at a macro level what's happening. S&P 500 tanking, people acting completely irrationally. They really are. And so in terms of XRP specifically, I wanted to share this. This is from Lub Crypto Chart Analysis. He shared this yesterday. He wrote, XRP's 200-day moving average and 200 weekly moving average are at almost the exact level. And then he said 2 consecutive weekly closes above 49 cents would be a bullish sign. But then he goes on to note that it's only going to happen if Bitcoin is ranging or bullish. So right now, you could probably argue that it's ranging yet, moved up to 20,000, a little bit over that. And if not for the S&P tanking, it probably would still be up there. So if it doesn't go much lower than this, perhaps there's still an opportunity for a rebound for XRP. Maybe, I don't know. But this is what he was saying yesterday, and he's actually not the only analyst that was sharing that idea. In fact, there's an article from the Daily Hodl that's on your screen right now, and they covered a chart analyst name. It goes by the name Altcoin Sherpa, 183,500 Twitter followers. And he was talking about XRP, and he said the following, and this is a quote. It's basically the same idea that Lub Crypto had. And he said, testing the 200-day exponential moving average, or EMA for short, but given there was such a large gap between the previous price and the EMA, I don't expect this to break to the upside. I think we see a bit more consolidation before this goes lower. If Bitcoin recovers, disregard that idea. End quote. Now, Bitcoin, at least at this point, has not recovered. But it's not like there was something that was Bitcoin specific occurring here that dragged the whole market down. Everything's getting treated the same, right? And then there was this in terms of, if you're wondering how low this might go, chart analyst Terry at Geraldo XRP on Twitter said that the levels to look for would first be about 43 cents, and then if that breaks, maybe as low as 37 cents. And so the fact that it seems to have stopped at 44 cents, not far off from what he said. Just thought I'd point that out. And then there was this, I already covered this in a video within the last few days or so. This is from chart analyst Ambessa. It was something that he wrote in basically the middle of August of this year about expectations for XRP to pop and his rationale. So I don't want to go through that again, but he still does believe that, at some point you are going to see him jump up, and he thinks that when you have that burst finally happen, and he notes that it's been 4.5 years at the point that he wrote this anyway. This is a long-term thing, and he doesn't think it's weird either. That's when you see his best guess XRP go anywhere from like $8 to $11 when it finally goes. And it feels impossible in days like this when it's going down and people don't want to hear about $8 or $11 XRP when it just dropped down to 44 cents. But I say, why not? We can't talk about it on a day when XRP goes up. No, we sure as hell can. We absolutely can. Let's not be emotional about this. Nothing has changed. The fact that all of this is occurring should be expected because crypto is volatile. Market cycles are a very real thing. Human psychology, very real thing. It's what causes the volatility. I'm for it. I am here for it. And I wanted to point out, lest you think that there isn't something to chart analysis. Now, mind you, I don't want to be a chart guy because I just don't find it sufficiently interesting to dive into charts every day. I like to get the opinions from the guys who enjoy doing this on a daily basis. I just like to follow crypto in a broader sense and more the news and analysis and thinking about utility. And that, to me, that's more engaging than me sitting down and analyzing charts myself. But still, I do find it enjoyable to get perspective from those who are genuinely interested. And so I thought I'd share this. Here's a tweet from Ambessa. This is the guy, again, who just said that when XRP goes, $8 to $11 is what he's targeting. Well, this is from March 21st of this year. And he shared this chart, which I will now make full screen for those of you that are looking here. This is an XRP/BTC chart. And you can see here, there's this previous channel. If you're looking, you can see where my mouse is moving here. And you can see down here, XRP was worth not so much relative to Bitcoin right at this point. And it's at this point where you'll see all the naysayers, see XRP, it's garbage. Why would you ever want to be in it? But when there's that big of a disparity, it's at those moments where it pops. And I've talked about this before, and it sure as hell popped. Look what happened in 2017. And then he was talking about this more recent channel, though. And again, this is March 21st of this year. And he tweeted the following, XRP/BTC macro. Since many asked me about the current stage of XRP, you don't need to hodl. You don't need to pay high opportunity cost. You need to analyze the big picture and know when it's time to enter after the breakout. Look at this alpha, we might be close. And so you can see here that he drew these lines for what he thinks the channel looks like. He drew this little green curve right here indicating that, hey, XRP more or less would bounce off likely at the bottom end somewhere around here relative to Bitcoin. But you get to this point, and what happens when there's too big of a divergence here where XRP is worth not very much relative to Bitcoin? Well, the anticipation, as he's articulated right there in this tweet from March 21st, is moved to the upside. And so it's interesting, he kept this thread going. And I'm just going to scroll down to the most recent one, which is from September 23rd. And he pretty much hit the damn nail on the head. He called this in March. He was updating the thread along the way. It's a curved bottom. That was the general idea. It's about the same length of time even. And we did see this move, this break. It went upwards outside of that channel. And so all of this stuff, it's like humans keep behaving the same again and again and again and again. And if you're one of the people that gets tired or stressed or patient, you're part of the equation. Just understand, like, I'm part of the equation, you're part of the equation. But in what way do you want to participate? Because you're part of the equation no matter what. I'm the guy who is not some sort of wizard and I don't want to be a chart guy. I'm just like a regular dude, but I get these basic things. So I just buy it and I sit here and do nothing. I don't think I'm smarter than anybody else. And as a result, I'm going to sit here and do nothing. Some people are emotional. They don't understand this. And they'll be the participants who emotionally buy and sell, and they're not going to get anywhere. And then there are the people who think that they're too smart and they get in and out of positions. They participate. They might as well be the people that are just emotional. I mean, in a sense they are if they're getting in and out of positions. There's no diligence there. And then there's some people who are legitimately good traders, but that's almost no one on the planet. And so, like, we're all part of this equation here. But the reason that I'm even bothering to say that is just to share with you that, again, I must insist, none of this matters. Just understand that like, we're all part of this in one way or another if we're participating in this. And humans are going to keep doing what they're doing. Cycles are a real thing. People are going to continue to behave like this. It's not like, human DNA compared to, 100 year ago compared to today. It's not like it's that different. You've got the same behavioral flaws, let's say, but those flaws are what cause volatility. In a world where every single investor on the planet was Moon Lambo, there would be no volatility. So we need these people. And I half-jokingly call them useful idiots because effectively they're making these really piss-poor decisions. And a lot of people do that, but then you can also use it as like a stepping stone to grow, and it's okay to tease if you do something dumb and you're like, oh, I was one of those people. Well, yeah, like pretty much everybody was, I felt emotions over this stuff too, but it's okay to say that it's stupid. It's not STLLPID stupid. It's not to be actually, venomous towards anybody, but it's to recognize if you're doing something stupid, just call it what it is and then stop doing the stupid thing. But most people are never even going to get that. I'm just sharing this with you because if anybody is starting to feel that, it's normal. It's okay if ever from time to time you do feel fear, especially when you see drops like this. I'm just here to say I can't tell you what to buy or sell or hold. I can't tell you what's going to happen for sure. I'm just saying in a general sense, history doesn't repeat exactly, but it tends to rhyme with itself. And I think that at some point, let enough time pass, and you're going to see XRP rocket to all-time high at some point in enterprise discovery, but it doesn't happen overnight. The first time XRP had that huge move up to almost $4 finally, it took about 5 years. So the fact that it's, we're in the same neighborhood at this point, it doesn't sound wacky to me. It really does not sound wacky. It hasn't even been 5 years yet, actually. So, and who knows? So who knows exactly what it's going to take? But that's why for me, since I don't know, I'm just going to be a patient Moon Lambo and continue hanging out here. This is not some big, bad, scary thing. And it really is as simple as XRP and Bitcoin to just throw it in the stocks. Throw it in with the S&P 500. That's it. That's why I keep showing you this stuff like this when it happens. Because, and I've said this before too, but it's worth repeating somewhat frequently. When it comes to investing, we are our own worst enemy. Because again, the primary reason people get wrecked, or a major reason at minimum, is just the emotions of investing. And so that's why I'm happy to share this stuff and just kind of remind you. I can't tell you to buy or sell or hold, but here are the facts. If you think the facts are wrong, you better tell me why, but I'm showing you charts on the screen that shows they're moving in tandem, and it doesn't freaking matter. And it's been happening for, well, since the beginning of crypto, since the inception of crypto. So you tell me what you think. I'm not worried in the least, but that's the way that I'm looking at it at some point, although I don't know when, like, at some point stuff's going to move to the upside. And the short term, yeah, fine. I get curious about it. And it's fun to see XRP, like it just did, go from 32 cents to 55 cents. We deserve the happy moments too, so I'll continue to celebrate those as we get them, of course. But I also want to remind you on days like this where XRP's down, it's a big I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.